Alright, yeah, that's an easy path. I'm looking at from the top down of the easiest path to get there, and it basically you just go out to the road, turn right, follow it down to the dirt road, and then follow that dirt road till the clearing, and then once you're in that first clearing by Cleanse, that's pretty optimal firing position.
Gotcha.
I don't know exactly where all we need to be putting rounds down at.
Yeah, so do you want me to walk through the fire plant first, or how you actually shoot first?
Um, Probably the fire plan, so I have like a what we're doing here.
Okay. Let me just finish setting up my guy. You're gonna want to add map tools to the tank you create. So like pull out one of the crewmen and then give them map tools.
Do you know which T55s it is that we're using?
AM2, the T55 AM2. So the thing is this terrain kind of slopes, which is actually sucky for us. It slopes downwards, that road I initially suggested. Are you going to do the clearing in front of the road? Like by the town?
Basically, if where your tank is, if you move it 20 meters forward, that's where I like right before the trees, like right there. That's where I was firing at whenever we were all on the server, and I was able to hit uh the past the tree line. Here, let me see here. Let me I'll do this. Um, I was able to hit the clearing in between where they're dropping in and the big swath of like just wooded area. I was able to hit inside the uh Grassleben. I was able to hit the far side of the town and the center.
Okay, good.
um so that, I mean, we can push it, we can basically, like you said, use that road to change like position. So if we have to um push rounds further back, we push it up the road further and then dial in, uh, and vice versa. But that initial position, like right where I had you put it, you're able to hit pretty much anything around Grassleben. Because their drop off point is the 126 marker northwest of Grassleben, right? Or no,
So
that's
I've
the
marked it
secondary.
primary DZ. This is the drop.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was able to put rounds past that and basically just on the outskirts um, of the tree line on the opposite side of those fields.
Like this tree line?
Yeah.
Okay, well we don't really care as much about that tree line. We want to be walking them closer to the town. So, are we pushed up too far here? What is it? 240. That's 30, 40, 70. I accidentally fired. I fired PKT instead of an HE cell.
So East Germany, T55 AM2.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're pushed up too far. Okay, well, there's. Let me actually go through. Let me do the fire plan, and then we can discuss because the limitations of the tank mean that you'll have to actually be moving back and forth down and up this road to adjust. And that's why I was also going to suggest the field by Balseldorf too, if you want to use that. Um, but let's talk about the fire plan real quick. So, as soon as you get into position, you're free fire on Grassleben. You can start shelling it, start hitting wherever, right? Then this is what we want to do. So the helicopter takes about 9 minutes to get there. It's about a 1 minute travel time for the artillery shell. So we'll say they should be taking a northern route to the DZ. So once they pass the halfway mark around here, do you see here my red line?
Yeah, I see it.
Once the helicopter with the paratroopers pass the halfway mark, we need you to put shells on target here, and then shells on target here. And I've marked the numbers. So Western Forest and Eastern Forest. And then we're going to walk the shells closer to town again. I hate that I teleport every time I alt click. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. That's just annoying. So yeah, so that way the shells have landed, or Anderson wants them to be landing while we're dropping, but I don't think that's really a possibility. I think it's better if you shell it before we drop. The only just because I want to avoid any friendly fire on the drop, and then you're just going to be walking to Grassleben and then hitting all of Grassleben. You should pre-mark a position. You said you can already reach the western edge of this forest right here, right?
Yeah, from the position I can hit Grassleben and where they're dropping perfectly fine.
Can you hit the inside of Grassleben or just the outer edge, the western edge?
No, I can hit the inside of it.
How are you aiming? Let me see how you're aiming.
Well, let me figure out. I can't remember how to use this.
Oh, you're still an editor, my man. Go ahead and
whenever we did the testing yesterday.
Uh-huh.
When I was doing that testing, I was able to hit the center of the town from right here. Like, I'm just fucking trying to figure out how to turn my tank and all this shit because I haven't used this in a while.
Control click and drag.
That doesn't work.
Okay. Do you just want to spawn in a Zeus for yourself and then do it via Zeus because that's easier? Just give yourself an op4 man so your tank doesn't shoot you. So this is how you do Zeus. Delete your tank. Delete the tank because you won't be able to edit it. All right. Go to the 3 boxes on the right side.
Boxes.
3 boxes, top right. Oh, just below. Just below.
Oh,
there you go.
Ones.
Go to Zeus down below. Game Master. Add game. Yeah, there you go. Drop it down. Double click it. Put in 1 for owner and 1 for name. And then anything for the variable name. Oh, no, not the same, sorry. Yeah, Fred's fine. And then now click your guy. Type 1 for the variable name. Okay, press OK. Now,
Unexpected global variable.
Oh, you might not be able to do
or-
numbers. Try. Name him Bob, and then no, not Fred. Name him Bob,
bu-
and then go back to the game master, and then name everyone Bob. Owner, and name Bob. And then right click place character. Sorry, select the guy and play his character. Press Y. Sweet. So now just go to Op4 and then search T55. Yeah, now you can just place it down and you should be able to rotate it. Alt maybe? Is it Alt? No, Alt's elevation. Just right click, and then drag. Let me do it real quick. I forget how to do this. Cosmo's gonna just watch us struggle through with Zeus for the first 15 minutes. It's shift. That's what it is.
Yep.
And then what you can do is you can remote control. So go to Zeus. Well, once you've rotated him.
I don't know why his turret's turning that way, but okay, remote control.
So go to the three boxes again.
3 boxes.
Delete T55. Zeus. Remote control. Chill. And then it's scroll wheel to change to gunner. You're in the commander seat. Yep. You can use the arrow keys, by the way. Oh no, you went to driver's view.
And then
This is tilted all the way up.
this is all the way up. Right there should be hitting.
Oh, so you figured out how to do it by guesstimating where to put the cursor?
Yeah.
Okay. If you've got a system that works, I'm still going to tell you how to do it with the max range, just because that it will give you some certainty. But if you feel like you know how to hit targets well enough without just kind of guessing where you're going to land, that's fine.
Did I accidentally pause the game because its shell just stopped midair?
Using camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Use press Y. and then watch it in Zeus. You're just gonna have to rotate the turret every time if you want to watch it.
I'm just trying to confirm, like, I'm not bullshitting you on that. But yeah, that should be...
Yeah, you're just off on your azimuth.
This is...
That's not Grassleben. Nope. Oh, to the right.
Yeah, this is Grassleben right here.
No, that's Wefferlinger. Go left. There you go. This is Grassleben.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just need to pull it up a little more. But yeah, right here, I had touchdown doing that. I had hit over here to verify I could do that. And then I was able to drop one in here, here, and here. So if I can hit in the center, I can pretty much hit anything here.
Okay, that's great. What I would recommend is if you kind of know positions already for, like, you know, halfway tilt down means that I'm hitting the center of Grassleben, utilize the Arma ranging system, so the page up, page down, or the control scroll wheel, to adjust your distance, because it's approximately 40 meters every 500. So if you want to get a good spread, you should fire, like, your base is whatever you shoot at for your base, and then plus 500 for to walk at 40 meters, the direction you're firing. Does that make sense?
Are you able to give me a demonstration, because that was a little hard to follow?
Yeah, of course. You watching my stream?
Yeah.
So this is using, I'm going to clear my previous tracers. I want to be firing 240. I'll fire shorter. Okay, so this is max tilt up. 3,000 meters. You see how I scroll wheel to aim the gun to 3,000 in the top right.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'm firing. I'm dropping 500. I'm dropping another 500. I'll do one more shell, and then we'll go check it. Alright. So that's the first shell impact. And then you see how it's pretty close, right? So
Yeah.
it's like you're able to saturate an area, and then it's going to keep kind of walking east. So, like, if you've got the point of town centered, then you should be able to walk up and down, just keeping the mouse still and only adjusting your range. That way you're not, like, once the artillery spotter has zeroed you in, you're good for that. Yeah, were you just adjusting based off of?
Yeah, I was doing this as a pre-test to try it that way, and then I just for 3,000 need to pull up Enchanted. But yeah, I have this area marking on compass. I need to do some testing and get this all zeroed in, so then I'll be able to basically from here walk it all the way in.
Okay, great. Yeah, and then just be hitting the center. I still want to walk you through the max range, kind of, or the max tilt, because that's like the one scientific method I've figured out for it, and this is more voodoo stuff as you're doing, which is totally fine if you have it zeroed and you're confident in it. But let me just walk you through that too, just in case you and Cosmo are called to hit a target close, or like an accurate target. Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, so essentially, let me draw the map. So your maximum range is 1000 or 10,100 meters. Your minimum range is 960, 9,600. Or, sorry, I forgot to hold down my push to talk. Your maximum range is 9,650. Okay. So using the maximum tilt method, which I'll show you, you can hit targets within here with a certain degree of accuracy. Every 500 round or 500 meter decrease on the gun is about a 40 meter decrease or 50 meter decrease on the where you're bracketing, right? Essentially.
Okay.
So if you want to hit a target that is, let's say 970 away, 9.7 kilometers away. Let me find my tank. My tank is gone. So if I want to hit a target that's like 970, 9.7 kilometers, I find the azimuth, or I find the compass direction. I range to 500 after tilting the gun up all the way up as possible. And then I fire at 500, and that should get it 59.7 kilometers away from the field. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've played with, you can take a mental note where the cursor is, or where the aim point is, and then dropping it down. If you drop it down one cursor length, you see the arrow with the middle line down it.
Mm-hmm.
Or the triangle with the middle line down it. In the middle of the screen. That. So if I dropped it down one, like one of those, and that gets me to 950, so 9.5 kilometers away at minimum range. But this will kind of allow you to call more precise shots onto target. The issue is that you only have about 300 meters of target area, so the tank would have to be moving back and forth. So that's why it's great if you've worked Voodoo and you're able to consistently hit Grassleben and other targets by cursor placement. What else? Oh, and the other thing I was just going to let you know, because it took me a little bit of time to figure out. So if you look at the compass in your tank, you have the compass on top, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So big ticks are 30 degrees, medium ticks are 15 degrees, small ticks are 3 degrees. And that's allowed me to aim more accurately. Use your arrow keys, by the way, to like tilt all the way up or move side to side.
Arrow keys turn the vehicle on.
Oh, they won't in game, but yeah, I got you. No worries if they're turning it on.
Alright, let Let me see here.
You're firing BT.
Then if I remember correctly, it should be for center of town. Should be right at the top of this tree, which would be almost dead center between south and west. So we'll do full tilt, see where this lands.
Yeah, if you've got the center of town, like, dead to rights, just using full tilt and then minusing 500 is perfect. Every time you fire.
Okay, so we got those three.
FYI, you can open up your map and then just middle mouse button to Grassleben with the camera.
Okay. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's not that tree. Alright. So that marks that. And I know where this is, so I just need to meet it in the middle. Alright. Is that.
How are you figuring out the height for the cursor?
I'm putting it at full, like, I'm raising it as high as I can and then adjusting range through meters.
Oh, you are? Okay. You're just using the trees as azimuth references?
Yeah, I'm using it as like a visual reference, so if like if it has to be quick and precise, I can lock in like, hey, this tree, if I line up this line with that tree, I can put around right where that needs to be.
Gotcha.
It's just an easier way for my brain to process like quicker things, because if I can dial it all in and set like little land markers, I don't have to go through calculating everything.
Yeah, well, the point of sticking the two of you out there is, well, one, Cosmo or you can be rearming the vehicle at all times, so it's just a constant stream of fire. Also, they can be calculating the azimuth for you, or the distance for you. Once you do this fire test, could you do a reference of just shooting just the top of that tree of where that lands at max tilt?
My marker's still up, so if I aim it at the top of that tree, and it's at 3,000, it lands right here and works its way back. So I can basically hit right here and walk it back if I land aim at the top of that tree on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, where I just aimed, I need to bring it in between those two markers and dial it back a few hundred. Because when I originally did the testing, I was able to hit this portion here of the, basically from this portion to where they're dropping, and I had it only sighted in for 600 meters. But I had the actual barrel tilted all the way up, and then I would like move it independently.
Like the tank itself, or the gun?
The gun itself. If I needed to, I sighted in for 600, and then I would just move it downward, and I was able to dial it in the way I needed.
Okay.
But I'm playing it this way because this is a little more precise than the voodoo that I was working with.
Well, I think the trees as a reference point is good. Like, hang on, let me actually just
Well, that's a big that's the big reason why I did it the way I did it is because Arma's just one big grid system, so all the trees are going to be on an intersecting point. Now I don't have to keep turning the barrel. So that was this one. Let me just see if I can do this. Back down to 600. Brings it to right there. I think it was.
Ooh, direct hit on the head. Killed it.
Okay. So that's how I worked it. Doing that, so. And then what was it you needed me to?
Oh, so I'm testing it myself. Don't worry. That's too short. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, I found out how we can support Weferlingen. Like the defense sector. Let's not worry about that too much. Oh, okay.
Okay. So that position fire center of town.
Do you already have the tree you're using? Do you already know which one?
Yeah. So what I'll just redo what I just did and let you visualize it.
Because I found a tree that's perfect if you just aim for the top of it, for the center of town. Or for the west side of town, actually.
Alright. So what I do is I line the chevrons up with the top of that tree, and then I match it in between south and southwest. So basically, this point, or no, the top of this tree is the very south of the village. So that would be what 30 degrees south southwest of dead on south southwest, and then just the north, which is lining that chevron up with the peak of that tree and going up.
Are you just doing? You're just doing calculating azimuth right now, not distance. The trees are just for azimuth.
The trees are okay. So using the chevrons going side to side, that like this one is my barrier. So like if I line the center chevron with the line,
Yeah.
if I line that up with the top of this tree, I know that that's the south of the village, and then I have to judge the ranging based off of how far I need to do. So, um, if it's going for the farthest portion of the village, I know if I go right at the top of this tree and then push it out to 3,000 meters sighting, I will hit far, and then I can dial it back in.
So take a look at my screen.
Okay.
So aiming at the top of this tree, just off of your reference
The
point.
one to your left.
The one to your right. So go to your tall tree. Look at your tall tree.
This is my tall tree.
Now go look at the one to the right of that. Now
This one?
do max range 3,000.
Okay. 3,000.
And then fire a shell, and then go up a cursor, and then fire another shell.
Okay.
Yep. That's Weferlingen. You're hitting the town, and you have a reference point for it.
Okay.
Go
And
check it.
I'll
Yeah.
verify that. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Nice.
3,000 dialing back down in.
No, it's 3,000 going up, right? So you 3,000.
Oh yeah, dialed in 3,000, and then every tick, basically each cursor is pushing it about what 100 meters.
Yeah. Yep. So do like half cursors, essentially. And then that's hitting the town, and then you can just kind of keep going up from there. Or you can, or honestly, what you could do is, you see the second shot you did? That's like center of town, right? And that was one cursor up from the tree?
This was the one that I did. So this one and this one and this one, these three here.
No, I'm talking
these
about the
three
one in the
lines.
middle of the forest, right?
Oh, this one.
That's one cursor up from the treetop, right? From the slightly smaller treetop.
That was the initial shot.
I think there's one behind. Check behind.
So how that went was it was the initial shot, the secondary shot, and then I think the third shot
Okay.
was that one. Based off of fresh impact spots is how I'm guessing that, because that lines up with those three. And then what there was. Yeah, it was right on that building. So yeah, first shot, secondary shot, third shot, and then my other marker was a group right here. See here if I can. That was at the 600 meter. There's that. Let me.
It's just executed again.
Okay. So how I did it for the center of town was, I can get this lined up. It should be right there, and then half a mark down, and then another half mark down.
You're out of shells.
Oh, well, you know what?
You can just go back out to Zeus, and then you can just refill your ammo, because they're gonna have different flight paths.
I think for this one, it was right at 1,000. Should line up with that. Alright. refill it when I get back. Okay, so I overmarked that one.
I think it's because there's different flight paths for the shells.
Yeah, that was.
That's the heat shell.
Yeah, this is the other. This is the last one I shot because I pumped it up to 3,000. It was the last one to hit. But all those basically came in here, unless it only read the one.
So it's whatever method's easier for you and Cosmo. I find my method of just aiming at that one tree and then adjusting off of that better. But if you think you have distinct trees for each kind of range, then it's okay. Because again, this tree, go to your tall tree, you find it, you aim at this one, and then you go a cursor up in your center of town at 3,000. And so then you can drop or minus based off of that. So I'm gonna go cursor up and go up 3,000. Because that's gonna, I think, keep it tight on the town. Yeah, so dead on. That's first round. This is dropping 500. So 2,500 aiming on the top of that tree. And this is another cursor up from the, or two cursors up from the top of the tree this last round. At 3,000. It's your choice whether or not you and Cosmo want to use your method or my method. I just think the
Honestly,
reference.
I feel like yours is a little more precise. So, let me see here. So you're keeping yours basically for a first shot at 3,000 meters at all times, right?
Yeah, so 3,000, so go there, that's your tree reference. Go up one cursor. There you go. Stop. 3,000 meters is center of town. You see where my first shell landed, right here?
Yeah.
This is your center of town. Oop. Did you mean to leave?
See here. How do I restock the tank?
Oh, double click it. Oh, you don't have. You're gonna have to just replace it. You don't have ammo on this. Just Control C, Control V, or yeah. Go to recents, so the star. Or,
No, the star.
yeah. And rotate that baby. Oh, I always do that too. Nice.
All right.
And you can do recents for your Zeus remote control too, by the way. It's got all your recent uses.
And then gunner seat. Let's go to that, and then reload HE.
Okay, so yeah, go to your tall tree. That's your tall tree, right? So that's how you find.
This is my tall tree.
Yeah, that's your tall tree. Then you go to the one just to the right of it. Yep. And then go a cursor up. Yep. Fire 3,000. Oh, 3,000.
I forgot. My bad.
No, you're good. Fire 3,000. So this should be center of town. And then you can do a cursor up if you want to keep going further into town. Or you can just drop the range if you want to hit the west side of town. Like drop the ranging system, right?
Yeah.
Because we know the ranging system gives you a plus or minus of 40 meters for every 500 meters you aim the gun differently, right? So if we've got a base target, if like an artillery spotter calls your first round good here, and you were like doing voodoo stuff to get there, then you can dial it in, plus or minus 40 meters every 500 gun aiming. Yeah, center of town.
Okay, I'm gonna retry that.
Okay.
Without, because mine didn't land at center of town. None of them did.
Are you talking? I'm talking about the center of the sector. I'm sorry, not the town itself.
What's classified as the center sector?
I'll draw it real quick. So this is gonna be really rough.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
It looks something like this, but it's actually kind of tighter, like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I was so that makes sense on where I was going wrong. I was looking at the what is it? Circle in the center. I was looking at that as the center of town.
Oh, those like roads. Yeah,
like
the
like the actual like circle, yeah. So
Gotcha.
let me see here. So
yep, cursor up, 3,000.
And then I'll go half a mark up and see where that hits. Oh, I direct impacted that house. So technically, this is center.
Yeah, so we're off
this
a little bit.
This is this little roundabout right here, or I guess the quad intersection.
Yeah, it's
this is what I was looking at as the center of town.
Oh, got you. No, that's. I don't think it's like pure center, but yeah.
So for that, I think my marker for that. Said recent control. I think for that it's
And this also might be based off of differences of where we're stationed too. So I guess we need a control for that.
Yeah, I mean, if we're off by a meter, it could throw it off 10
Yeah.
to 20.
Or, yeah, just the elevation difference.
I can...
That's a 600. Okay. Where's the 3,000? Okay, 3,000. Okay.
Okay, so I need to push it out. No. That's the marker for that.
It's actually gonna push us more if we're off by a meter or two because we're using the trees as aim points, so our angle of looking up at them is gonna be different. So our gun tilt is gonna be different.
Yeah.
Would you show me where you are when you get a chance?
Yep. Yeah, let me go back.
Show me how many fence posts deep. Is that 4 deep?
1, 2, right at the basically the back of the tank is at the aligned with the 4th.
Okay, I was firing off the 5th. Let me see. Let me try the 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is some voodoo stuff. 3, 6, 7. Okay, I'm doing 7.
Excuse me, Mr. Tank. Why we doing moved mine up to 8.
Okay, I'm at 7. You can stay at 8. We're just... Seven's too far.
8's too pushed up. So it's somewhere in the sweet spot of like 5 or 6. Basing it off.
I don't think Cosmo's gonna like this at all. It's such voodoo. This is just voodoo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm gonna go to 6 again.
I mean, you're already dabbling in voodoo using a tank as a mortar system.
Yeah. 2,000. Okay, I think I found it. I think I found the sweet spot.
6.
Yeah, 6 is the sweet spot. I fired at 2,000 first. That's the center of town distance. And
that
then...
looks closer to the original firing position I took
okay.
yesterday.
Cool. So you were definitely on the right path then, or had it already right, and I complicated things. But but yeah, 6,000, and I think that was just aiming at the tree, like the top of the right side tree, the slightly shorter tree. Let me check it.
Okay, shorter tree. Let me test my voodoo magic that I did yesterday. See what I'm doing here. Okay, so line with the top of that tree. That's the highest. That's 600 dialed in. See where that hits. We know from that position it's aiming at the town. Okay, so using the smaller tree dialed in to 600 meters firing, and then lifting the barrel all the way to where it lifted all the way up, hits the southern side of the outside of the village.
See
like
my
furthest
impact?
away.
Check my screen.
Yeah, I'm looking at your screen.
This
so
is
that's
my
dialed in.
This is my
3,000
impacts on from using the tree. Go to your view, like go to your tank view.
Okay.
And you're at the 6th post, right? The 6th post is touching your back.
Yeah. We will double confirm that whenever I get back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to move my tank up a little bit.
Yeah, that's basically it. Go ahead and go into view. Alright, so go to your tall tree, find the small tree, aim there, fire 3,000, and then drop it. 500.
Okay. So aim at the top of the tree.
You only have 1 bullet trace on, by the way. But go check your splash.
I noticed that. I don't know what I did. Okay, so there's one, and then that last one is hitting right there.
Yeah, so I feel like this is a good. We've got a constant reference point. Sixth post. Find the tall tree. Go to the tree to the right of it. Aim just above it, the right of the tree. And then, and then 3,000 is that this corner, that corner of the thingy, right? That intersection, and then you can dial it back to hit any part of the town on the east side. And then you can also, let's try pushing it up one cursor, and then, or I think we're at the actually at the right distance to sweep the DZ forest.
Is it so? Just to confirm, it's both of these, or like all three of these patches right here, right?
This patch, and then the forest to the right, that one, that patch.
So it's this one and this one.
Yes.
Okay. This is the original that they're dropping, and then this is the.
No, we're dropping in between them, the two of those.
Okay, so this is where they're dropping. So we need to pepper the like.
That area.
Anderson wants as they're dropping, so we need to pepper here and here.
Yes.
As they're dropping, that way when they land, these fellers are either hunkering down or running.
Yeah, but you should really be dropping them as soon as you see the helicopter. I would say a kilometer away from the sector or from the DZ. You start peppering. You start.
Will I have a live marker of the helicopter to be able to?
If you do not, I'll
reference
com.
that?
I'll com.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me try pushing it up one, and then. Do you know how to increase your bullet trace, by the way?
No, I do not.
Just player. What did you do to yours? Okay, you should have 5 on local exec.
Here, what I can do is I can go to our messages and just re-enter.
So I'm hitting the intersection.
Copy. Paste. Enter.
Now I'm hitting. Yeah, okay, so it's past the intersection. So mine is 500.
Alright. I'm
Yeah,
going
pass.
to
Great.
go 3,000 and use the trio on the right side of the road, like the first one that is the tallest. And I'm just going to put the chevron right at the top of it, well, basically one blank above, and see what that hits. And then I'm going to move.
You're too far to the right.
Too far to the right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just working my way in using the length of it.
Okay. I think I figured out the tree line, the southern tree line for the DZ.
Okay. I'm still only getting one trace.
Alright, that's weird.
So I may have to reboot the editor.
Yeah, it's too far north.
Yeah, that.
And short.
Yeah, it is short.
Way shorter. Do you want me to tell you what I did?
Yeah, here, let me,
You watching?
Yep.
Okay. This is just southwest of the intersection, right? In town, here
Yeah.
at 3,000. This is just past it. Then I rotated. You can use the tree as a reference point. I don't know if the tree branches will stay the same though. And I aimed around here. And then this is firing along the edge, the western edge of the forest. So it's hitting this right here. Okay?
Okay. So
So-
it just needs dialed back.
Yeah, so then I would just keep this because we've got a way to find it. And then I would just fire 25. Fire 2000. And then 15, 10 and all that. Like that on the ranges. Last show. And then we'll look. They should be coming in. That's 3,000. $25.
Okay. That's fairly centralized.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's smack in the middle.
Yep.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Let me check that last range that I did, so we can keep it. That was 1,000. That last range.
Okay. Let me see here real quick. See if I can rearm the tank.
I don't think you'll be able to. Just fire the last two shells, because we don't have Zeus, Zeus Plus or Zeus Enhanced or whatever.
Alright, so this tree and then
Wait, no, that tree up one,
this tree up one,
again.
up and okay, so
So
up.
two. Oh, that's more than two,
Here.
my man. One. It's like 2.5.
Right
but
there.
Okay. A little bit lower. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. And then to the right, just stop at the edge of that branch. Go back a little bit. Yeah, and then fire at 1,000 meters.
Fire at 1,000.
Yeah. And then fire whatever you want to fire.
Let's do 800.
Let's go see him. Oh my god, I'm laughing so much at this voodoo stuff.
Okay, so that was the first one. That was 1,000.
Yeah.
And then this is 900. So 900. So 1,000 and 900, like you were saying, is basically like a 15-meter difference.
Yeah, well, this is all based off of, yeah, it's a 15, 20, it's going to be different based off of how we're aiming the cannon, so I was only calculating for max tilt. But that's the forest, right? And that's what we need to hit. And we can take that and kind of draw a circle or a line down, right? And we can also use that as another aiming point. But I think that's a good way to calculate the DZ forest. So I'm just gonna run it real quick because I have to go soon. But
Okay.
I'll share Cosmo this entire thing, and I don't know if you want to write something up or if you're gonna keep testing, and if you want to like screenshot like what we're talking about. But I'll share the link to my stream. But I'm just gonna repeat everything, so excuse me. All right, so we're doing. Essentially, we're trying to hit around the target. Oh fuck! I just moved the tank. We're trying to hit around the target area, the DZ area. We're dropping 3 shells forest to the west, 3 shells to the forest to the southeast. Then we're going to be walking shells into the town of Grassleben. Before, we're only going to do this fire plan when the helicopter is about 1 kilometer out from the DZ. Until then, we're just bombarding Grassleben the entire time. How we're going to do that is we're going to find the 6th post. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put our back to it and not drive it over as I'm doing. And then Bjornson is coming over. And then we'll aim at this tree, just right of the tall tree. We'll go up 1, and we'll fire at 3,000. That should get us southwest of the main town. And then walk it back, and then we can move the cursor up for forward. And then if we easy for it, we go up an arrow, and then to the right. You can calculate azimuth or use this tree branch as reference. And fire at 1,000. Oh, I tilted it a little bit. My aim was off, but the distance was good. The azimuth needs to be corrected. That's probably from my tank being different. So you'll have to double check azimuth. But the distance is still good for hitting these targets. Bjornson, you feel good?
Yeah, I think we have it pretty dialed in.
Okay.
The only thing I think we should that I'll play around with is getting the alternative forest, like the one that's slightly further north. But I'll play with that for a minute.
For the what?
So there's the DZ, like the forest on the southern side closer to the village, or the point, and then there's the one on the northern side. Getting that one zoned in.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna play with that and get this one figured out.
If you did 3,000 on the southern forest, right, you're hitting just the edge, right? So if you just move the azimuth further north.
Yeah, if I move it further north and then push it out.
No. What are you firing
another
right
500.
Now?
So here and here is where I just hit.
Yeah.
Was these 2 markers? That was at 1,000.
Yeah, and 3,000 gets you the edge of the southern DZ forest.
And then I was aiming right there.
Okay.
So if I pump it out here and do 15...
No, do 3. Do 3.
Do 3?
3, yeah. And then walk it back.
I feel like that's gonna push it too far, but we'll see what that does.
You're past it. Go back. Go back.
Yeah, right here.
I understand voodoo, Bjornson.
No, 3,000 touches it right there. I just need to push it in.
Tad up.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I understand voodoo.
You understand my brain.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Bjornson, you feel good about walking Cosmo through this? I think Cosmo is probably... I don't know what he'll want to do, but it might be best.
He'll probably scrap the whole idea. And
yeah. It might be best if you you've gotten because you do this, unless you and Cosmo are able to get together.